Welcome to the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
It's time yet again for more BumbleKastination. I can't sing, so I should stop. But I'm not, so you're welcome. Hi, Ian.
Hi, Kyle.
That was not intended to be a song.
But it was.
And it still technically wasn't, unless you really stretch the definition of what a song is.
We've stretched many things here on the BumbleKast. Credulity, patience, time. And all in service to our patrons over at patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, and our YouTube members.
Yeah, we have done all those things and more. We might as well just answer some questions. We're going to go and get started. This one is from Mephiles #1 fan. In Shadow the Hedgehog, if Shadow follows all of Black Doom's orders, he ends up either taking over the universe or blowing up the planet. The one where he serves Black Doom involves either doing the neutral mission for at least one stage, or alternating between a couple of hero and dark missions. What would you say is the in-universe explanation for this discrepancy?
There isn't one. Because none of those endings are canon, and the path to get there is nebulous at best.
I believe the answer is gameplay reasons, because we shoehorned a morality mechanic, a very binary morality mechanic, into this Sonic the Hedgehog video game. So, yeah, don't worry about it. Normal Person has a question. The sequel to Boy Swap is here, with Sonic having Atreus as his temporary sidekick. How would their partnership go about? You can choose either 2018 Atreus of Ragnarok, or even both if you want.
Now, I'm passingly familiar with the game, the story, and the characters. I'd never actually played through them myself. But if we're talking like first God of War Ragnarok, no, first God of War, the sequel was Ragnarok. Atreus, then, Sonic is a wholesome and uplifting fella. That's just how he do. Maybe Atreus gets to blossom into his own little godhood a little faster, since, Sonic will encourage him and acknowledge him a little more than Kratos.
Maybe. And
if we're talking Ragnarok, I don't know, Atreus seems to be a trifle saltier there as he's coming into his own. And again, I think Sonic will be positive and encouraging and will snark right back at him.
Of course. I mean, that's Sonic for you. Moreless has a question. Tangle has decided that she wants to create secret handshakes with all of her friends. For this particular question, let's go with Sonic, Amy, Whisper, and Surge. How well does making the handshake go in each case, and how consistent are they if the handshake is successfully created?
I imagine Tangle comes up to them and just starts making hand gestures, and however they respond, she logs that as their secret handshake. Like, she doesn't tell them it's a secret handshake. She doesn't say, this is what we're doing. She just has it organically involved in the moment. So, Sonic's going to get it down first thing. Fist bump, finger wiggle, flight of doves, swoosh around, explosion noise. And this isn't rehearsed. They just do it, and they're like, yeah. He's like, you have a secret handshake now? She's like, you totally get it. I think Amy's going to be a little confused. What are you doing with your hand? Do you want a fist bump? Do you want a handshake? What are we playing patty cake? What do you want to do? Oh, it's a thing. Okay, let's start over. Yeah. Whisper has no idea what she's doing. Like, if she wants to learn call signs, sure, she can teach her those. The Diamond Cutters use them all the time, but they don't really work in close proximity. What are you doing? And Surge is just annoyed and zaps her.
Why is she trying to make a secret handshake with Surge?
I don't know. She's in the list.
She's just a weirdo. Oh, I guess she is.
Hey, you're in the new Diamond Cutters. Let's have a secret handshake. No.
Nah. Here we go. I can do a secret handshake. Bzz. Here's one from Mixer17. Boom Eggman successfully captures Sonic, and he can't escape. What nefarious purposes Eggman captured him for, you may ask? It's simple. Sage wants to know where real babies come from, and Eggman's too scared to tell her. Sage knows she's just pranking him, but she's good at pretending. Sonic can't lie his way out of it. How does Sonic handle explaining such a fun topic, and how long do the nightmares last when Eggman provides suspiciously well-crafted hand puppets for Visual aid.
Bold of you to assume Sonic knows the answer.
Sonic is too in love with adventure.
I mean, he's in the cell and he's looking at these dolls going, I don't like these. And kind of looking at him, why me here? You're going to explain where babies come from. Okay. Where do they come from? You traveled the world. I thought you knew already. No, dude. You just like kidnapped me and threw me in a box with a little girl. What are you talking about? With creepy dolls. I don't like this. Let me go home. So, Sage enjoys it up to a point, and then she just sits them both down and explains in the most dry, academic, factual, all the scientific terms. So they come away knowing absolutely nothing of what's going on.
I figured maybe Eggman would try kidnapping someone else. What does Knuckles know? Does Knuckles know?
Well, yeah. The stork grabs him out of the Cabbage Patch.
Oh. Duh. Does Sticks think children are a conspiracy?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they are.
I mean, the people go into the hospital and they come out with a baby. She's never seen anybody ship the babies into the place, but they always come out with one. How does that make sense?
Yeah,
where are they coming from?
That's weird. That's so weird.
To which Knuckles says, I got a Cabbage Patch in there, duh.
That answers that.
Sticks refuses to believe because she's been growing cabbages for 12 years, not a single baby in any one of them. Something's going on.
Yeah.
Well, you're not a stork.
And Amy's just like, let's stop talking about this. And we got one from Anonymous. Someone left Charmy and Tangle unsupervised, and they have access to all the sugar and energy drinks they want. How does this go?
Not as disastrous as you would think, because Tangle does take care of herself. She isn't going to glut on bad food. And she doesn't need energy drinks. She's always energized. What are you talking about?
She is the energy drink personified.
And she will, in this situation, realize that she is the adult. God help them both. So she's going to do her best to keep Charmy in line. They can have all sorts of adventures without resorting to substances.
Yeah.
Like sugar, the worst of substances.
Does she stop Charmy? Or cap it off for him? Like, maybe you should calm down a bit, kid.
I mean, she's still going to be the fun aunt. He gets to have one secret treat.
Okay.
Before dinner. But, they're still going to go out and play and work it off.
Okay. And we got a question from Pale. Using the power of the 7 Dragon Balls, Shadow the Hedgehog has brought Maria Robotnik back to life. Now the best friends are reunited. The two spend the rest of their lives together. Or more accurately, they spend the next 15 minutes together as a pebble hits Maria in the head and she dies once again. Does Shadow take her death any better this time? How's it go?
Depends on where the pebble came from. Like, if it got kicked up by a passing truck, well, say goodbye to the entire automotive industry. If, it was dropped by a bird, you're going to have an avian extinction event.
Mm-hmm.
If the breeze blew by, well, I hope he can get by without oxygen. He's going to kill wind. As a concept.
Yeah. Gravity? What if gravity just fell down? Pebble just fell down. Is he going to kill gravity?
Why blame gravity? Because what comes up comes down.
It's true.
Avenging Maria. Because the pebble just struck her down. Oh.
Professor Scruffy Matt has a question. By official decree, the BumbleKast is now a drive-time FM radio show called the BumbleKast. What is a typical episode of this new format like?
Kind of imagine it's a hybrid of how the show used to be and KNGI.
Largely the same, but somehow dumber.
I imagine us desperately trying to be topical and conversational, and then we run out of gas and then go, okay, here's some music. And we just play music. We ultimately are the best drive time radio because all we do is play music, which is what people want.
Yes.
They don't want a couple of chuckleheads trying to be funny on the drive. Just play some music so I can zone out driving an hour to a job that I don't want to go to and then have to drive back.
Yeah, pretty much. Or maybe it's a call-in show. You guys have to read your own questions. instead of having me do it. Good luck.
Well, no, then we have to deal with people, calling in with bad cell reception the entire time.
Well, that's why we have a producer that...
I want to... Why are you... About the ship?
Oh, that's why you have a producer that screens the calls before they actually go to us. Yeah. They do it the smart way. And we got a question from Mancoy. I don't think Starline suffered enough for his crimes yet. Sure, he had a mental breakdown when he lost to Eggman, but he never did realize how bad he screwed the pooch with Surgeon Kit. So let's say that, instead of getting smashed flat, he falls down into the same garbage pit that Surge did, still mid-breakdown. What happens next? How does Surge best enact her revenge? And is there anything left to break in Starline from this further failure?
See, I'm not quite sure how it would fall out, because they've both had a kind of personal crisis. They're both at a low point here. And as much as she hates Starline, seeing him be this absolutely wrecked individual, smushing him at that point, I don't know if it would be satisfying for her. He's already broken. She doesn't get to break him. I mean, sure, she could put enough voltage through him to start a car, but so what? He's already miserable. She can't make him worse. And that's the whole point. Make it worse. So would she just kind of leave him to wallow in the filth? Or would she go, nah, I'll take what I can get? And I don't know. I could see it going either way.
And Reckons has a question. Let's say someone is prone to crying during emotional moments. Assuming they're friends with each character, how does the Sonic cast react? Do they comfort them or stifle them? Particularly interested in Eggman, Sonic, Knuckles, and Silver. But anyone else is fine. Amy?
Eggman tells him to shut up. Take it to another room if they can't turn off the waterworks. He's busy. Sonic lets them do their thing. Get it out of their system. Now, he'll be there for him, but he's not the one to interrupt or console or whatnot. He lets them have their moment. Knuckles, I guess kind of the same, only it's more he doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Sonic lets you get it out of your system because that's empowering. Knuckles doesn't because he has no idea how to interact. Zero social cues here. It's like, what does he do when he cries? Well, he doesn't really know. He's not been that sad before. Hasn't really been around a lot of people who've been sad. They're there. Bring it in, champ. Silver's a hugger. He's seen enough devastation and bad times for folks. So he'll hug it out with you. He'll tell you it's going to be all right. You'll get through this. You'll have revenge. Not revenge? Okay, we'll get through it all the same.
Yeah.
And Amy drops everything that she's doing to make sure you're all right.
It's kind of what I figured.
Directly engaged, that doesn't work. Okay, need your space, she'll give you space. She's still going to be there. Talk the problem out, work out the problem, help you fix the problem. She'll get things working for you.
Yeah. And question from Scurvy Pirate Hog. What if Tangle, Whisper, and Lanolin, the Neo Diamond Cutters, joined Gun?
Tangle wouldn't. She's not going to put on a uniform. She's not going to follow orders. No thanks.
I mean, Shadow and Rouge and Omega didn't have to put on uniforms.
Yeah, but they're not like officially Gun.
Oh, I guess you got me there.
I know that they're, you know what? I already know what people are going to say. I'm telling you what the word is now. No. Okay.
Yeah.
We've had this argument in the past, guys. I know. I'm telling you what it is, and they are not officially part of Gun until they are.
They're not officially a team either until they are.
No.
Don't just. It's not Ian saying this. Ian knows. Ian's with us. Ian's with you guys. This is internal stuff coming down from Sega.
Whisper wouldn't join either. She was with the Diamond Cutters for a reason. They like doing things their own way. Lanolin might. She might like the organization and clear hierarchy and structure. Implementation might be where she draws the line, though. That truck going down the highway, that was not remotely regulation. That was not practical. The expense reports from that are through the roof. Commander, what were you thinking? Honestly. Motorcycles. Cheaper, more effective.
Yes.
What's that? Shadow keeps stealing them and optimizing them for himself? Well, make him stop.
Steal them back and use them. He makes them better. Sillytron has a question. What does the general Sonic cast think about Sonic and Shadow's relationship? The constant fighting, bickering, insults, taunting, etc., etc. Choose whoever you want, but please include Silver and the Diamond Cutters. Also, please say hello to my friend James D.
Howdy, James D. Hope you're having a good day. I guess everyone kind of generally accepts that they are what they are. That's how they accept them individually. How they interact is kind of par for the course. Silver, I don't know if he honestly thinks about it too much. I'm trying to think how to phrase it or expand upon that, but I don't think it's really a factor for him. He's doing his own thing, and whether or not Sonic or Shadow happen into the purview of what he's doing depends on whatever's going on. I mean, I think Tangle would want everyone to be friends, but she's not going to get into his business. Or, sorry, either of their business. Whisper, she's already kind of antsy around Shadow, and Sonic respects her boundaries, so she's going to respect his in return. And Lanolin doesn't care so long as they get the job done. I mean, she knew going in she's not going to be able to regulate Sonic, and Shadow, don't be ridiculous. As long as they, fit within the scope of what she wants to happen, it's fine. It's fine. It's like trying to herd cats.
It's ironic because they're not cats, they're hedgehogs.
Indeed.
Yes. Ironically, the cats would be a lot easier to work with.
But their disposition is quite catty.
Yes. The cats, meaning Blaze and Big, would be a lot easier to work with.
That too.
Yes. Here's a question from Soccer Cot. Ian mentioned the Bat character Foxglove from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, so I think he has some basic knowledge of her. My question is this. What would happen if Rouge and Foxglove switch bodies? How would the dynamics between Knuckles and Foxglove be, and how would the dynamics between Dale and Rouge be? Would Foxglove be a good agent in gun, and would Rouge be a good assistant to the witch Winifred?
You have given me too much credit. The extent to which I remember Foxglove is that she was a bat, that she would not leave Dale alone, and I did not like her. That's about it. Like, you say the witch Winifred, I'm like, there was a witch in Rescue Rangers?
I don't remember that at all.
When? Where? How? Which? Which?
So many witches.
I mean, let's try to salvage this here. Rouge, well, number one, she's not going to be able to fit in their treehouse.
Well, this is a body swap, though, so they're not switching places, they're switching bodies. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Rouge would be size of.
There goes my easy answer.
Fuck.
Shoot.
Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Ruining this one for you.
All right. So a bat-sized Rouge. Well, on the one hand, she can get into much smaller places way easier.
Yes.
She can be extra sneaky. And being so much smaller, she's so much more lightweight. She can fly so much easier. This is great. It's just she can't really carry things as much as she used to. A single diamond solitaire is going to be too much. And that's just devastating.
Yeah. She'll have to trick the Rescue Rangers into helping her steal stuff.
Which she probably could do. They weren't the brightest bulbs in the chandelier for the most part.
I don't know. I mean, I guess... Yeah, I guess you're right. Thinking about it, like, wait a minute.
I mean, all it takes is, hey, Monterey Jack, did you know Fort Knox is full of cheese? And she'd be set for life.
True. It's a good point.
And Foxglove as Rouge, again, I don't really remember the character too much, short of I don't think Shadow would tolerate her, and she would be terrible at her job.
Yeah.
Which is to steal things and be a sneaky spy.
Okay, I remember. Okay, I have been shown the witch character, and I do remember that character. I don't remember anything about them, but I recognize them, so for what that's worth. Oh well, let's see if we can salvage this with another question. This one's from Sonic Sword Fighter. A triple date involving Sparkephiles, Infiniline, and Sonato. There's an uneasy truce, so they don't fight. What happens? What is sparkliflies? I'm
Sparkle's
lost.
the anti-shadow.
Oh.
And Mephiles, I'm assuming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm being told that is the case.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I'm starting to get burned out on these goofy crack ship questions, so they all get a lovely brunch together.
I mean,
I know you want to come for all the wacky hijinks, but guys, there's only so many times I can do this joke. And today I am all out of funny haha ship and nonsense. I'm sorry.
he's tired. We're tired. I guess that's a good time to take a break then if we're tired. So let's take a break and then come back with more on the BumbleKast.
This ad break is sponsored by JCR1216.
From Scuff Studios, JCR1216, some idiots join Josh, a quirked up white boy with a little swag, and his talking dog Sparky, along with their cast of old friends Parker, Brandon, Riley, and a guy named Zane. Or is it Zane with a Y? Josh can't figure it out! Watch as they do the stupidest things ever done on television, inspired by early YouTube sketch comedies like Smosh and the buddy feel of the web show Ed's World. They promise unhinged humor and are truly one of the shows of all time. Don't miss out on the pure angst and cringe humor reminiscent of fan fiction you wrote in high school, cranked up to freaking 11. Season 1 is out now, with Season 2 coming very soon.
But at the end of the day, it's Josh and his friends trying to survive being themselves as they navigate the mental headaches of high school, social media, and the double standards of a greedy world. Some Idiots is rated TV-14 for strong language, brief violence, and suggestive references. There's also a full, unbleeped version on Patreon for just $2.99. If you don't want to watch the cringe fest, and Josh won't blame you, just go and give the show your support on IMDb. That's right, inflate the ratings, just like Josh's ego. Bazongo, my fellow gamers.
We're back and we're starting off with our weekly giveaway question. Every week we give away a question to our followers over on our Blue Sky, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and or Facebook. And this week's winner is...
Night Fury Lover 31 from Tumblr. It's a Sonic Smackdown tournament. All characters from around the world and time and space are in it. After many grueling matches, the finals are Big versus Vanilla. Who comes out on top, and how the heck did Shadow lose to Omochao?
Well, Shadow's not going to demean himself by fighting this little thing. And he's the ultimate life form. He has nothing to prove. So he forfeits. Well, that is to say, he leaves the fight insulted and thus forfeits by default.
Makes sense.
Which, Omochao is really happy for until he comes against Omega. Are you an Eggman robot? I don't think so. Close enough. And then he's Omo confetti.
Perfect. Finally.
As for Big and Vanilla, Vanilla points out that Big would never do anything to hurt his friends. And she's one of his friends, so he has to forfeit.
Okay.
But how did he get that far?
Because he's big.
Well, I mean, yeah, but he beat all his friends. I guess because no one else told him that. No one else told him that. Okay. No one else told him that.
Everyone's like, we're fighting. Okay. SWAT. You won. Yay.
Yay.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah, I guess so. That's a good point. All right. Question from Spoiler 1001. To continue the saga of the poor astronomy professor, let the one that keeps seeing Eggman launching things into space and losing his temper, Professor Pickle wants to do something nice for them and decides to send them on a blind date with a Dr. Ivo Robotnik. How does that go?
Well, it's incredibly awkward, especially when that other table over there with Sparkfullies, Amphiline, and Sonato are fighting over who gets the check.
All right.
And that's when Ivo leans over to his astronomy date and says, watch this. Calls over the waiter. By the way, that angry table over there, they said they'd get our check. Thanks.
Nice. Perfect. And a question from Steph Cube. Vector has to solve a case, say, find someone kidnapped or something like that. But Charmy and Espio are busy that day, and Vector could only get Tangle as a helper. What would the dynamic be between Vector and Tangle be like when solving the mystery? Would Tangle call herself Tangle the detective? Would she be narrating the events just like in the old detective movies?
Oh, absolutely.
Aren't they both narrating their own things? Because Vector does that.
Yeah,
too, doesn't he? Doesn't Vector just narrate things to himself?
You start falling over each other with their different narration voices. Tangle's holding the magnifying glass with her tail and humming the Pink Panther theme to herself as she's following footprints. Practically speaking, she's almost a combo of Charmy and Espio, where she's going to be very upbeat and very lively and very driven. And then when they need somebody to be all flippity-dippity and actually punch someone, she can do that too.
It's perfect. Tangle really is the world's best detective.
I mean, she'll come across a couple of ideas of her own, maybe a few insights, but Vector's going to be the one who, puts them together ultimately. And she's going to be very impressed and very appreciative of all his hard work. And he's like, can you come on full time?
I can't afford to pay you, but Superior Pizza has a question. Hey, Ian and Kyle, any family recipes either of you are willing to share? I want to try and cook something new.
I have an adapted version of my grandmother's chicken and rice casserole. I don't know if that's the proper term for it. That's what I'm calling it. I don't use nearly as much butter as she did. As in, she would use a stick. I don't.
But butter, though.
Yeah, you can feel it. I mean, it's heavy enough as it is. But basically, get yourself one of those kind of default large casserole dishes, baking pan, whatever, glass. Clean off 2 or 3 chicken breasts, slice them up dice them if you want to, leave them whole. Really depends on how lazy you want to be with the final product. I sometimes dice it up myself so I can just shovel it straight into my face. About 2 cups of plain white grain rice, white long grain rice, about a can's worth of chicken broth, at least 1 can of cream of chicken, maybe 2. And mix all that together, put it in the oven for, I believe it's 350 for about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Stir it up every 20 minutes, turn the chicken over, especially if it's the whole breast so that it gets cooked all the way through. Add water as needed because that thing bakes up real fast. And then after about 1 hour and 20 minutes, you take it out, kind of fluff it up a bit. And what you have is a very creamy, very heavy, very rich chicken and rice casserole dish thing that's just very pleasant to consume. And then, accessorize with whatever you're on. Greens go well with it, whether it's a nice leafy salad or some broccoli or some green beans. We always would have it with some fresh biscuits, but it makes a lot. It keeps and reheats real easy, tastes real good, fills you up real fast. And I don't know, it's tasty. I like it. I cook it up every so often. I try not to as much because that's a whole lot of grains, but I don't know, it's a comfort food for me.
Yeah. My favorite family recipe is to pick up the phone and order a pizza and wait for it to arrive and then consume said pizza. There you go. Easy.
Yeah. Now, I don't remember how my great-grandmother used to make fried chicken, but she used like actual buttermilk.
Yum.
And like, I think eggs and flour and goodness knows what else. I was too little. I stayed out of the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
All I know is I was playing around the farm and then I'd come back in and there'd be just this massive pile of fried chicken and it was so good.
Chicken.
Use the same buttermilk and flour to make the biscuits that would go with it. Oh my God, dude.
Yummy, yummy. Question from System 509. Will we ever get to revisit Club Rouge from Sonic Battle as a comic or game location? I love the idea of Rouge owning her own club and have wanted to see the place expanded upon in Sonic media ever since Battle came out.
Maybe.
And we got one from Tetsuya the Wise. How familiar are you with the following? Everything Everywhere All at Once, Vampire Hunter D, Fear and Hunger, Dan Slott's run on Spider-Man, and Scott Pilgrim.
Still haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. I know. I'm a heathen. Feel like I recently rewatched Vampire Hunter D. I think. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. Holds up extremely well. Not super familiar with the series or the author or the general works of it. No idea what Fear and Hunger is. Not familiar with Dan Slott's run on Spider-Man. It all runs together for me. And saw the live action movie first. Played the arcade game. Well, the like Xbox arcade game. Watched the Netflix animated version. Still haven't read the actual comic.
For Scott Pilgrim specifically, we're referring to.
Yes.
Alrighty. The Oddly Roger has a question. How would you rank the following items from least important to most important as they pertain to your process as a writer? A pocket notepad, Wikipedia, coffee, library card, and spell check.
Spell check first and foremost, because I find new and inventive ways to mess up words to the point where it's like spell check is like, what? Huh? I'm like, right. Okay. There isn't a T in that. Never mind. Let me just start over. Wikipedia second, or just general searching for wikis and information. I haven't carried a pocket notepad or a tape recorder or anything like that in a long time. I just kind of obsessively rethink the same thing over and over again until I can sit down and write it down.
Yeah, well, nowadays you probably have your phone, so if you wanted to take a note, you just put it in there probably.
You would think, but I hate typing on my phone so much.
Well, you know, I don't think anybody likes it.
I don't have a library card.
Uh-huh.
And I don't like coffee. So
there you go.
There you go.
Wow. I have a library card and you don't?
I do not. I don't go outside much, Kyle.
Neither do I. That makes two of us. But still, I got a library card at least, for what that's worth.
I spend all my day reading and writing. When I'm done, I don't really want to read anything else.
Good point. Question from the Cyberspace Coco. In Divergence, Knuckles questions who created the Emerald Altar since it existed before the Echidnas. In Frontiers proper, we learn it's the Ancients who came to live in the Mystic Ruins. This begs the question of what ruins on Angel Island belong to the Echidnas and what belong to the Ancients. Divergence implies Sky Sanctuary is connected to the Ancients, and I find it suspect that the Ancients are water aliens and Hydra City is built around water.
That is still unknown. And there were tens of thousands of years between the Ancients' time on Earth and everything that came after. So conceivably, there have been multiple civilizations living around the region that would become Angel Island that have come and gone, maybe even come and, lived in the ruins of what came before, and then were gone again. We don't know. That's one of the weird and terrifying things about even real world history, is that there are entire groups of people that we will never know anything about. They've been lost to time. I mean, something that blows my mind still is that we have found archaeological records of ancient Egypt's archaeologists. They were digging up stuff that had been long lost to them. Mm-hmm. And we only know about that because we found the long lost relics of them. And that's just crazy, dude.
So many relics. We found the long lost relics of the long lost relics. So many relics. Sadly, not Relic the Pica. The Deleter has a question. So the truth of 50 years ago seems to support SA2's narrative fairly extensively, but there's arguments on whether it's still relevant or not due to Lost Impact and Gunn dealing with artificial chaos. My question is, even though Gunn was stated to be in the dark about Project Shadow and only became aware after a bio-lizard rampage caused the project to leak, wouldn't that be before this level? The truth of 50 years ago cites a biohazard breakout kickstarting Gunn's Ark invasion, so isn't this arguably consistent?
All I can say at this point is please enjoy Sonic and Shadow Generations this October.
And Twilord has a question. The reason Sauron's one ring rules and binds all other rings of power in Middle-earth makes sense, but let's imagine it's just a more base power. How dangerous would it become in Sonic's world if the rings weren't just for gameplay, and Prime, and that one Frontiers cutscene?
That's actually kind of terrifying, because imagine, Sonic's all stocked up on rings, but that means Sauron can control him like a marionette. So the only way Sonic can be free of the dark influence of Mordor is to have no rings.
Uh-oh.
So he's got to make a run on Mount Doom with 0 rings.
Well, wow. Speedrun hard mode. Yeah. It's pretty funny. Tyler of Chaos has a question. Sonic is heavily injured. Mario, feeling bad, wants to help. With his overpowered items and moves like the Star Rod, Rainbow Star, White Tanuki Suit, Counterwear, which reverses opponent's damage, and D-Down Pound, which disables durability, Paint, which manipulates concepts, Pure Hearts, and Wonder Flowers, could he take down the end? Can he do it without any items?
I mean, if you take all the crazy crap in the Mario series into account, I'm sure some combination of sorts could handle the end. I mean, it's Mario.
Yeah.
Mario without anything on hand? No. Absolutely not. Sonic couldn't do it if he didn't have anything on hand. Nobody could handle the end without something backing him up.
I don't know. This Power Scaler's dream or nightmare? I'm not sure.
We're only looking at Mario and Sonic here, which really does not save me at all. I know. Never mind.
Yeah. And Virgil Angelo has a question. Sage finds a room that is not listed within the Eggman Empire schematics and pushes down a false wall to reveal an assortment of capes, masks, and action figures. How does Eggman play off her discovery of El Gran Gordo's secret lair? Convinces her it's a plot to subliminally make the people love egg-shaped men with big mustaches? Feign ignorance and simply say he is Gordo's biggest fan? Or does La Haya del Gordo carry on the family business with the incredible 630 top rope flying gordita smasher?
Okay, so first, Eggman plays it off as, oh no, he's just a passing fan. It's more of a collector's hobby. He doesn't want her getting involved in the business. But she's way smarter than that. She totally knows that it's him. So as he's performing, she shows up in the ring as La Haya del Gordo and tag teams and saves the day, saves the match. He's very thankful. And then she ever so happens to slip that she's actually Sage, and he realizes, and oh no, it's his daughter. Well, he has to protect her. But she's so happy in the ring, he can't, dash her dreams. So he's going to have to keep up the act. And is great working with her as a partner, but he also cannot let her know that it's really him or that he actually knows. So it's like a dodecahedron of misconception and half-truth and lies. But it's really a charming father-daughter moment when you boil it all down.
I really love this. I just want to see... I want to see what Sage's wrestling gear looks like. Oh. Apparently, this is just Speed Racer, but wrestling. And Vineclad has a question. Fang the Hunter is a mammal that rides around in a flying vehicle, just like the Witch Carters. Any connection?
No.
I mean... We ride around in flying vehicles as humans. We don't always have connections to each other just because we ride around in flying vehicles.
I mean, to be fair, Marvelous Queen does have some similarities to Hake Wolf's whatever flying Vespa.
Yeah.
But there's no intended correlation that I'm aware of.
Yeah. Or maybe we are all secretly Witch Carters.
Man, wouldn't that be fun?
And we got one last question. It's from Zach D. The Restoration decides to have a 70s themed disco party. How does it go? Who out of the IDW cast decides to get jiggy with it? Who is absolutely miserable? And how does everyone react when Jewel decides to play Ringo's disco album?
Well, everybody who's a regular member or contributing member to the Restoration, they're fun people. They're having a grand old time. Big dance the night away party. Everybody's dancing and happy, and then the Ringo album comes out, and there's kind of a mental record scratch. And Jewel and Tangle are cracking up because this is a long-standing joke between the two of them. This is a deeply personal running gag between two besties, and they love to see everybody else's reaction.
Yeah. The disco album. Oh, Ringo, you tried.
And on that groovy note, we're going to wrap up this BumbleKast. If you want your question answered here on the show, go over to patreon.com/BumbleKast, Ko-fi.com/BumbleKast, or become a YouTube member. Until then, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next time on the BumbleKast.
Take care, everybody. Sorry, Sonic Sword Fighter. That was probably a disappointment. Disappointed. Anyway.
BumbleKast for July 8th, 2024.
Sleepy.
In 3, 2, 1.
How well does making the handshake go in each case, and how consistent are they if they are they of the handshake?
You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
Give me just a second. My phone was lighting up during that. Let me see what's going on.
Uh-oh. Bring, hello? Sega? Yes? You want me to stop? Stop what? Just stop? I don't understand.
And adjust the mic.
Ian's over there having wrestling with the mic.
Yep. Nope, that's loosening the mic. Don't loosen the mic. Tighten the mic.
You want that mic nice and tight. Tighten the mic. Tight mic. Mic tight.
Tighten, damn you.
Mic tight, son.
Stay. For frick's sake.
ASMR, Ian fixing his mic during the BumbleKast.
Frick. Okay.
Punch it, kill it, ruin it, destroy it.
I don't like this version of Bop It. And it was nothing but ads. How obnoxious.
Oh. Like it was just calls, or was it?
Yeah, text messages and other notifications like, hi, do you want to add this playlist on Spotify? No.
What? Okay.
We have a coupon for this. Go away.
Wow. Okay. Man, I don't get any of that stuff. I don't know why, but